Good morning to all. I am here to deliver a talk on emerging commercial jellyfish fisheries on catostylid jellyfish, Crambionella annandalei from Western Bay of Bengal. As you know, the jellyfish is the marine drifters. That is constitute one of the important component in marine ecosystems. And it has both positive and negative aspects on the marine ecosystems. If you see the jellyfish fisheries all over the world, as per the report by FAO, Sophia 2022, jellyfish production in world oceans from the capture fishery, only two species, Rhophilema species and stomach cannonball jellyfish, their contribution is more. And as far as aquaculture is concerned, the red jellyfish, Rhophilema esculentum, that contributed from 0.5 million tons in 2005. That has been increased to 0.9 million tons in 2020. This indicates the importance of jellyfish fishery throughout the world. And globally, it has been seen that more than 20 nations that involved in harvesting and processing of jellyfish. And almost 38 species of jellyfish have been consumed by humans. And China is one of the dominant producers of and consumers of the jellyfish and contributing more than 60% of total jellyfish production throughout the world. And consumption of the jellyfish mostly popular in Southeast Asian country. Due to demand in the Southeast Asian country and Asian countries, jellyfish fisheries are expanding throughout the world. And if you see the report published by FAO in 2022, they have, in that report, they have given more emphasis focusing on the inclusion of low trophic aquatic animals, including the jellyfish, in order to meet the sustainable development goals by 2023 and beyond. So, with context to Indian scenario, if you see the jellyfish fisheries began in the year 1980, and that time the fishery started only main purpose was for exporting the processed jellyfish to the Asian countries. And first jellyfish fishery developed along the Indian coastal states in southeast coast of India. And that time that process of jellyfish mostly on rhizostoma species. Then in India, if you see in Indian coast, only 4 dominant species, Crambionella annandalei, Rhophilema hispidum, catostylid sperigi, and Crambionella orsini, the most dominant contributor to the active jellyfish fishery in all along the Indian coast. And if you see the only the body parts like oral arms, mostly the processed and they to export to the Southeast Asian country. And as far as consumption is concerned, there is no consumption in India. And if you see the only Crambionella annandalei, that is a catostylid jellyfish, if you see the distribution pattern, that is endemic to the Eastern Indian Oceans. And that species is considered as important fishery commodity because the processed body parts like oral arms and umbrella, they mostly have good demands in export markets. And if you see in Indian scenario, that scientific information on the fisheries, then economics and harvesting procedures of the Crambionella annandalei that are lacking. So my main objective of the study to document the jellyfish fisheries and the economics and harvesting and processing procedure, and to whether the jellyfish fisheries is beneficial to the small scale fishers along the east coast of India. So that is the main objective of the study. The study has been carried out along the east coast of India, mostly one coastal state is Andhra Pradesh, that is located in the central east coast of India, and study duration from 2017 to 2019. We have collected the details data regarding the fishing crafts, fishing gear involved for harvesting the jellyfish, fishing operation, fishing season, and details data regarding the landings of the oral arms and total jellyfish landing, their value, everything, all data we have collected. And data collection, the methodology followed based on the questionnaire survey and random sampling methods. And we have also collected the economics of the harvesting of jellyfish. Regarding operational cost and return analysis of catching the jellyfish by fishing crafts, also we have collected the data. And the results, if you see the jellyfish fishery, if you see the mostly the motorized fishing crafts mostly used to harvest the jellyfish, the Crambionella annandalei in inshore coastal waters. Fishermen, they venture into the sea in the early mornings and they do fishing, operate the gill nets, mostly locally that known as Poluswala. They operate that gill net at a water depth around 10 to 40 meters. And each fishing operation, each haul, they kept the gill net inside the water around 1 to 2 hours. And if you see the fishing seasons along the east coast of India for Crambionella annandalei, it was found that during the month of March to July. And if you see the inside the sea, fishermen, they after catching that species in gill net, they remove the bale parts, only the oral arms. The oral arms along with the oral dish, they used to bring to the seashores and they used to sell to the local traders. Then after that, the processing happened. This is the estimated landings and valuations during the period 2017 to 2019. If you see 8 different locations, the jellyfish fishery dominate along the coast of Andhra Pradesh in Western Bay of Bengal. If you see in 2019, only one place, that is Opada, that total estimated landings of the overall arms, that was around 1,241 tons. Whereas in 2018, 8 places are active jellyfish fishery of that particular species was there. In 2017, only 6 places. And total jellyfish production for that particular species for 3 years, it was estimated around 55,000, more than 55,000 tons. And estimated amount of oral arms was more than 16,000 tons. And if you see the value of the oral arms, in 2019, it was at 1,220 lakh tons. Where in 2018, it was the total value of the estimated value of the oral arms landed at 9,982 lakh rupees. Then if you see the month-wise variation of the jellyfish landings in 2017 to 2019, if you see jellyfish started in the month of March and ended in July. If you see the 2018, 2019 and 2017, in the month of June, most dominant fisheries was observed. And 2018 average monthly jellyfish landing was highest, it was around 8,318 tons. Whereas 2019, it was lowest, it was around 310 tons. If you see the economics of harvesting the jellyfish by motorized fishing crafts, if the average operational cost includes the input cost, fuel consumption, fuel cost, and repair maintenance, other charges. Among these crew wages that constitute more of operational cost. This average crew wages per fishing trip, it was around 2,752 rupees. And average cost return analysis per fishing trip, if you see, total average operating cost, it was around 3,527 rupees. With a gross revenue, there was 6,271 rupees. And a net operating income per fishing trip, it was around 2,744 rupees. In each trip, the catch rate was 191 kg. If you see the range of the catch per fishing trip, you see per boat, it was around 160 to 220 kg per trips. And labor productivity, if you see the labor productivity in terms of 30, that indicates that these jellyfish fisheries along the coast is beneficial for small scale fisher. And the price of the overall arms per kg, it varies from 10 rupees to 38 rupees per kg. And average price, it was around 29 rupees per kg. And if you see that 2017 and 2018, the price was high at 38 rupees, but 2019, the price drastically reduced. It was around 10 rupees per kg of. And this is the processing, packaging, exporting of oral arms, how the local trader or processors are doing the different steps they followed. Along the coast of Andhra Pradesh, east coast of India, in 2017, 18, 19, total 12 processing units was established. all processing unit temporary. It means during the jellyfish season, they operate their processing plants. Once jellyfish fishing season over, then they close. And here you can the 5 major steps are involved for processing the oral arms of the jellyfish. First is cleaning. They used to do oral arms clean in a circular tanks containing seawater. They used to keep the oral arms seawater with a salinity of 25-50 for a duration of 2 hours. Once the cleaning over, they remove to separate tanks for salt soaking or salt mixing. Here you can see they used to add 50 kg of common salt per ton of oral arms. And here they add alums, the potassium aluminum sulfate, 2 kg per tons of oral arms. In the previous speaker, they told that alum that is not good for health. But here that way of processing, that a traditional way of processing they would to do followed. Then steps 3 also same process, the soaking or salt mixing process. Then depending on the size, they used to do their grading different grade 1, grade 2, grade 3s. Then finally they used to pack in 20-liter buckets that constitute 16 kg of the processed oral arms with a 3 liters salt water and 1 kg of common salt. After that, they would to export to the China. This is the different steps of processing and packaging export of the oral arms along the coast. And some of the issues and challenges for jellyfish fishery of the particular species along that region is one is the fluctuation in demand in export market and price set by the processor and trader. You can see the price in 2017-18, it was around 38 rupees per kg of the oral arms. But in 2019, due to the ban in China, that due to the ban in China, import ban, the price drastically reduced to 10 rupees. So that 2019 and 2021, that jellyfish processing and fisheries totally stopped along that regions. And one of the major issues that closed fishing season. Actually, in east coast of India, if you see 15th April to 15th June, generally observed as a closed fishing seasons. During that period, the government of India declared as a closed fishing season to allow that juvenile stock fishes to and brood stock to do breeding in that particular season. So, but jellyfish swarms mostly happen during that period in summer, during the month of March to July. So this is one of the issues. So that fishermen are not allowed, mostly motorized craft, not allowed to venture into the sea to catch that jellyfish. So this is one of the issue. Then another seasonal interannual variation of the jellyfish swarms of that particular species. And another issue is that once you harvest the, okay, just one minute. Then processing, if the processing method here, the processor followed the traditional way of processing, and mostly they are using the alums. Level of alums, that is one of the bad for our health. Then another one discarding the umbrella and bell. So they are not using whole body parts, only the oral arms they are using. So if the umbrella, if they can use, then this will be give more benefit to the small scale fisher. Then the conclusion, here you can see the jellyfish mass swarming mostly happening in summer month, in the month of March to July, which led to targeted jellyfish fisheries, and oral arm mostly processing happened here, and total estimated landing of the oral arm 16,555 tons. And seasonal jellyfish fisheries provide additional income to the fishermen during summer seasons, and targeted fishery of the species assumed to market events. And further studies on life cycle growth and feedings are needed to understand the biology and ecology of the species. Thank you.